Well, at least they tried. Welcome back to Animeology, and today we're going to take a look at 10 magic fantasy anime with a pretty strong male lead. The anime on this list all feature a male main character that is typically a cut above the rest in some departments. This can be found in the form of having a unique power, endurance, you name it. Regardless of which, they definitely aren't your average Joe. Before we begin, be sure to drop a like and subscribe down below for more anime top 10s, and without further ado, let's get right into the list. Number 10, Deadman Wonderland. Our first anime on this list follows the story of Gante Igarashi, an ordinary student who with his classmates went to a prison amusement park called Deadman Wonderland. Deadman Wonderland is known notoriously for putting convicts through dangerous situations for the amusement of spectators. Gante's life is forever changed when a mysterious red man massacres Gante's entire class and then frames the incident on him. Due to a series of unfortunate events, Gante was forced to become a dead man in the amusement park. In this park, all the convicts are given a collar that injects a lethal poison into them and can only be stopped by eating a candy-like medicine every 3 days. This medicine can only be obtained by partaking in the events. This show leads you in with its interesting premise and constantly keeps you at the edge of your seat through plot twists along the way.
Your life. From now until we see fit to cut you loose. Or at least, until Wonderland claims you for its own.
Number 9, Chain Chronicles.
Captain! Never. No one knows what fate has in store, and no single man can make that decision. The outcome of the world belongs to everyone!
Up next, we have an anime that's actually based off a mobile game of the same name. Chain Chronicles follows the events that occur in an alternate reality in which the characters from the original game fail to defeat the Black King in the final battle. As a direct result of this, the story takes a much darker turn to show us what would have happened to everyone if Yuri and the rest of the volunteer army ended up losing. After some time passes in this new darkened world, Yuri befriends Aram and the two attempt to revive the volunteer army and take on the Black King once again. Now, as you can see, this show doesn't have the typical starting at the bottom setup. Yuri burdens the weight of having failed his people and the resulting consequences of his actions. Despite this adaptation being interesting in its own sense, this show doesn't look like it has much for viewers that have never played the game. Nevertheless, I still recommend you try it out. Number 8, Assassin's Pride. This anime is set in a world where humanity was pushed to the brink of extinction due to lycanthropes, monsters that thrive in the darkness. To counter this, humanity was forced to build cities encased in glass domes to survive. Among the population, aristocrats are responsible for fighting against monsters using their power called mana. Despite already being 13 years of age, Melida Angel is unable to manifest her magical abilities. As a result of this, she's often mistreated at the academy she attends. To find if she ever had any talent to begin with, a young man named Kufa Vampeel is dispatched to serve as her tutor. But if he discovers that she's completely incompetent, he's secretly tasked to assassinate her. Number 7. Tales of Vesperia, The First Strike.
Come on.
Similarly to Chain Chronicles, Tales of Vesperia is another game adaptation. This anime is set in a mythical kingdom that utilizes a magical substance known as air to power their weapons and protect humanity from the monsters of the forest. All was well until the air began to act in unusual ways, resulting in the woodland beasts to attack more frequently, and in some cases even mutating them into more powerful beings.
And who the hell are you? Huh? Hey!
Yuri and Flynn are two young men who just enrolled in the ranks of the Imperial Knights and were tasked with uncovering this abnormality. They were sent down to the town of Sia, which is believed to be the starting point of the heir's unusual behavior. However, what awaits them reveals itself to be far more dangerous of an issue than our main characters could have ever imagined. Number 6. Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. Up next is one of the most unique anime adaptations that I've seen in a while. This anime is set in Konomi Academy, a school infamously known for rumors around 7 mysterious entities that haunt it. These mysterious entities are known as the 7 Wonders, and the most popular and powerful of these wonders is Hanako-kun of the toilet. Hanako was known for his ability to grant 3 wishes in exchange for something of equivalent value. When the first-year high school student Nene Yashiro decided to approach this mysterious entity for help with getting a romantic partner, her life is forever changed. Due to an unforeseen turn of events, Nene becomes spiritually bound to Hanako and his assistant. Together, the two work to regulate the other 6 wonders and maintain balance between humans and apparitions. Number 5. The Legend of the Legendary Heroes.
You are not a monster!
Despite this anime's unappealing name, it's actually really good. The Legend of the Legendary Heroes follows the story of Reiner Lute, an Alpha Stigma wielder. In a world filled with magic users, the Alpha Stigma allows its wielder to analyze and copy the magic of any individual. However, the Alpha Stigma is more infamously known for taking over their owners in times of crisis and bringing destruction to all in their path.
始まりは破壊だ。我は何も生み出さない、恵まない、救わない。ただ消すだけ、真っ白に砕けろ。
After many of Reiner's friends ended up dying in war, he vowed to make a peaceful nation with his best friend Sion. Fast forward a couple of years and his now best friend has somehow become the king. He orders Reiner and a girl named Fairies to locate relics that'll assist the two in fulfilling their lifelong dream of peace.
It's nice to know my looks distract you even in the midst of battle, but surely focusing on our opponents would be a better tactic.
What the hell is your problem?
Number 4. Lord Marksman and Vanitas. This anime is set in a fantasy version of Europe where there are 7 war maidens that receive a powerful weapon from dragons to reign over 7 individual territories. These individuals are called the 7 Vanitas. Armed with one of these unique weapons, Ellen launches an attack against their neighboring rival country of Brune.
I know you're used to always looking down on people, Mila. How's it feel to have someone looking down on you for a change?
A young archer and Earl for Brune named Tigri had the unfortunate fate of facing off against Ellen, and his entire army was decimated as a result of this encounter. However, impressed by his skills, Ellen decided to spare Tigri's life under the condition that he serves her.
His aim is unreal. And he did it with a bad bow, too.
Number 3. Chivalry of a Failed Knight. This anime is set in a world where humans called Blazers can manifest unique weapons through their souls, which are further powered through magic. Despite being born to the Kurogane household, Iki had an incredibly low affinity for magic. As a result of this, he was constantly discriminated against not only by his own family but by multiple dojos and even the school he attended. Regardless of which, he never gave up on his dreams thanks to his great-grandfather. Due to having an exceptionally low affinity to magic, Iki trained his entire body to the point of collapse many times, and through it created and mastered his noble art Itoshira. Additionally, as a result of being neglected from over the years, Iki also gained the ability to learn the fighting styles of other Blazers, even managing to steal advanced techniques through observation. Number 2. Bungo Stray Dogs.
The tiger was, but out of fear, they declined to enlighten you. You were the only one in the dark, Atsushi. You see, you also have supernatural powers. In the moonlight, you can transform into a wild beast.
Due to his orphanage being plagued by a mysterious white tiger, Atsushi was pinned the blame on and kicked out. While at the lowest points of his life, Atsushi ended up saving a man named Osamu Dazai from drowning. It was quickly revealed that Dazai had actually been searching for the same white tiger, and as a result of this, he partners up with Atsushi.
What the?
There! Yeah!
Due to a series of events, it was revealed that the white tiger was actually Atsushi himself. Turns out he was gifted with the supernatural ability of transforming into a berserker white tiger under moonlight. Due to this being the case, Dazai ended up convincing Atsushi into joining a firm of supernatural investigators, which takes up the cases that the simple police can't handle.
Over and over again? The armed detective agency is so much more violent than the port mafia.
Number 1. Magi: The Adventure of Sinbad. This prequel story to Magi: The Labyrinth of Magic follows the story of Sinbad, the future king of Sindra. Born into an impoverished town, Sinbad lives a cheerful life until a chain of events changes it forever. You see, strange dungeons began to pop up around the world, and with them came a lot of money, status, and the existence of a magical entity that'll grant you powers. Born as a child of destiny, Sinbad was meant to be overpowered. He is armed with a plethora of jewelry and weapons, each being that of a metal vessel. Being the first human to ever attain the power of a djinn and complete a djinn equipped, he already had an edge over all of his competitors. But being able to easily swap between multiple djinns places his power in a league of its own.